Immerse yourself here. We didn't have Gmail. We didn't have Twitter.
Pat Green and Julian, welcome to Database.
Hello, Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Freaking Julian with the Xavier vibes, right? He had the slow pan with the chair. Probably prepared the statement all night the night before.
Hello, Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Now, as we know, telephone wires were the primary internet communication back then. We're talking less than a kilobyte per second. I remember downloading a game called Warrock. It was 200 megabytes. That thing at 2 kilobytes a second, and it took a week. Julius wasn't playing World of Warcraft, right? He might have been playing Diablo 0.
Now, Julian, I see you have your computer linked to the telephone line. Can you tell us how you did that?
Yes, well, it's very simple, really. This
is the quintessential statement when you are about to say something not at all simple. This is usually what I say when I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The telephone is connected to the telephone network with a British Telecom plug, and I simply remove the telephone jack from the telecom socket and plug it into this box here, the modem. I then take another wire from the modem and plug it in where the telephone was. I can then switch on the modem and we're ready to go.
Now, I was able to find information on this box set here. It was rated at 1200 baud per second. Today, right, we never say baud. I've seen it used in like very specific cases, particularly with like serial logs. But back then, dude, baud was the standard.
The computer's asking me if I want to log on, and it's now telling me to phone up the main press cell computer, which I will now do.
So it's a very simple connection to make.
Extremely simple. And I can actually leave the modem plugged in once it's done that without affecting the telephone. I'm now waiting for the computer to answer me. It asks with a tone, and then I just flick a switch on the modem and replace the receiver.
So as we predicted, not simple at all. This just went through a 10-step, 10x engineer process. Fucking turn the knobs, and you can tell when he was starting this process off, right? You could tell he was like, oh shit, I have to actually lock in. There was no simplicity here. Dude, I know whenever I turn on my computer, if it doesn't load my apps right within the first 30 seconds, complaining. You don't have to worry about anyone tampering your computer because they don't even know how to get into the damn thing.
And
things are starting to happen.
Things are starting to happen. The press cell computer is now asking me to enter my own personal password, which I've now done.
I'm no expert, Julius, but it looks like you just typed in 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw Nancy looking. She knows how to get in now. You better be careful.
And it comes up with an opening screen.
Now here we get a taste at the modern UI of the old systems. Now if you're not familiar with how Micronet worked, essentially Julius here, he has a terminal and he's communicating to a system for enterprise, right? Micronet allowed consumers to connect to a mainframe during business off hours. Businesses were using that mainframe, freaking coding up massive O(n) cubed apps. And then Julius at night was playing video games, kind of like cloud today.
That's specially designed for microcomputer users. It has a lot of facilities. It has a magazine type page of what's new today, the daily news, reviews of the current software that's available. There's a letters page so people can write in.
Now with each mainframe computer, you were looking at maybe 10 to 100 people connected to one mainframe. And also realize this is a persistent connection. It is sending a request for that data live. You can pretty much assume this terminal has no storage at all, right? It might be storing a little bit here and there, but for the most part, this is a persistent back and forth communication with this mainframe.
But Julian and I mainly use it.
And why did you buy a computer?
Well, I was very interested in the new technology and didn't want to be left behind. I don't think it's only for the youngsters at school now. I think us older ones will have to learn a lot about it.
Kind of funny to me. I think today we view AI tools and stuff the same way. I would say really there has never been a time where if you didn't learn it, you were fucked. I'd almost say it's better to get in later. If you got into computers back in the day, man, you just saw the 10-step process that Julius just went in. It sucked, right? I would have rather waited. I would have rather waited a bit.
And what do you use the computer for?
Well, for keeping household records, such as what I have in the freezer and people's telephone numbers and addresses. I use it as a word processor for my letters, which always come out perfect now. And the most exciting thing I find is the mailbox where I write to other people on the Prestdale system.
And who have you written to recently? You got any examples?
Yes, I sent a message to my doctor asking for a repeat prescription, and he's left the prescription for me in the chemist.
Key 1 to store, key 2 to erase. Man, I feel like we take for granted how great a cloud system is for emails. I was hearing the other day, I work at a company where it's like, dude, we got people that have been there for 30, 40 years. And I was hearing them talk about how they delete emails. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I would never delete an email. To me, it's like, these are my life. Like, I need to have a source that I can always refer back to. The idea of losing an email just gives me so much anxiety. But dude, back then you had to treat it like it was just a piece of paper. You might accidentally erase an email. Whoop-de-doo. Whoops. Anyway, the longer we go, the higher the chance for copyright, so I gotta stop there. I feel like I appreciate technology a little bit more today.